It began with silence. No alarms. No sirens. No bat signal in the sky. Just Gotham, drowning in its own darkness. The people whispered that Batman was gone. But that wasn't the truth. He was watching. From the rooftops, from the shadows, from the one place no one could hide, the mind of his first son. Nightwing had returned to Gotham after months away in Bloodhaven. But something was wrong. The city he once patrolled with pride had changed. The GCPD was running black ops at night. Criminals were vanishing without trial. And the symbol he once trusted, the bat, had become something else. Something colder. When he confronted Gordon, the commissioner's voice trembled. It's not him, Dick. It's what he's become. Nightwing clenched his fists. He knew Batman was capable of crossing lines. But this? Even Bruce had limits. Didn't he? That night, Nightwing followed the trail. Broken gang routes, shattered tech, patterns of fear only one man could create. And at midnight, on the edge of Crime Alley, he saw it. A shadow perched on a lamppost, silent, unmoving, waiting. The cape swayed in the wind. The eyes glowed faintly blue, not white. Nightwing landed on the street. "You've been busy," he said. "But this isn't how you taught me to do it." The voice that answered wasn't the one he remembered. "You left, Dick. You left me. Someone had to make sure Gotham stayed alive." The figure dropped to the ground. It was him. Bruce Wayne. But not the Batman Dick remembered. His armor was blacker, sharper, reinforced with a design more militarized than ever. And his face was colder than steel. "You think Gotham can survive without fear?" Batman said. "Without control? You were naive." Nightwing stepped forward. "You're crossing lines, Bruce. The people aren't scared of you anymore. They're scared because of you." Batman didn't flinch. "Good." The word cut through the silence like a blade. And that's when Dick realized this wasn't just a clash of ideals. This was a declaration of war. In the following nights, Nightwing hunted evidence. Data leaks from the Batcave, stolen tech from Wayne Enterprises, and encrypted transmissions through Oracle's channels. Everything pointed to one truth. Batman was running a covert system across Gotham. The Shadow Network, drones, cameras, and nanobots mapping every criminal and civilian in the city. Total surveillance. Total control. Nightwing confronted Oracle. "He's turning Gotham into a prison." Barbara's voice trembled through the comms. "And he thinks it's the only way to save it." Then came the final push. Nightwing hacked the Batcomputer from an abandoned safe house in Old Gotham. The data he found was worse than he imagined. Bruce had authorized a kill order on a target codenamed the Red Mask. It wasn't a criminal. It was Jason Todd. Dick's world stopped. Jason was his brother. Flawed, angry, reckless, but family. Batman had crossed the one line they all swore never to cross. He suited up that night without hesitation. No stealth. No tricks. Just resolve. At exactly 3:17 a.m., the bat signal lit up, but not by Gordon. By Nightwing. Its symbol wasn't the bat. It was split in two, the old emblem, fractured down the middle. And when Batman saw it, he knew. It was a challenge. From the tallest tower in Gotham, they met, rain pouring, thunder screaming. Nightwing stood firm, a scream of sticks charged with electricity. Batman's silhouette loomed over him, the lightning behind him forming a perfect, terrible crown. "You don't want to do this, Dick," Batman warned. "No," Dick said quietly. "But I have to." The first strike came fast, faster than even Bruce expected. Nightwing flipped, kicked, and spun, every movement precise, trained by the man he was now fighting. But Batman countered with brutal efficiency, breaking patterns, predicting moves, cutting off rhythm. Every hit echoed years of history. Teacher versus student. Father versus son. Light versus shadow. Nightwing gritted his teeth as Batman's gauntlet locked around his arm. "You still hesitate," Bruce said coldly. "That's why you'll lose." "No," Dick hissed. "That's why I'm better." He jammed his electrified baton into Batman's chest plate. The surge cracked the armor, throwing sparks across the rooftop. Batman staggered, just for a second, but that second was enough. Nightwing struck again, harder, faster, until the dark knight fell to one knee. Rain washed the blood from his mouth. "You taught me everything," Dick said. "But you forgot the one rule. The Bat doesn't rule Gotham. He protects it. Batman looked up, eyes dim under the mask. And protection requires sacrifice. Then, with one motion, he deactivated his armor, revealing the signal beneath his chest glowing red. You think I've lost myself, Dick? I've been preparing for something bigger. Gotham's about to fall, and you're not ready. Nightwing's heart pounded. What are you talking about? Batman stood slowly, cape torn, voice like gravel. Someone's coming. Someone worse than me. And then, before Nightwing could respond, Batman pressed a trigger on his gauntlet and vanished into the night. Nightwing stood alone on the rooftop, rain pouring down, the signal flickering behind him. He didn't know what Batman meant. But one thing was certain. Gotham's war had only begun. Because when the Dark Knight breaks his code, even his own family isn't safe. 3 nights. That's how long Batman had been gone. No word. No trace. Only silence and chaos. Without him, Gotham's criminal network erupted like a volcano. The Penguin, Black Mask, and Two-Face were carving up the city block by block. But none of them knew what really terrified Dick Grayson. Batman hadn't vanished. He'd gone underground. From a secret base beneath the Narrows, Bruce Wayne was rebuilding something. Not the Batcave, something colder. Cleaner. Programmed. The monitors glowed with tactical data. Drone feeds. Heart rate patterns of every major criminal in the city. This wasn't Batman's mission anymore. It was his crusade. The system spoke in a hollow voice. Shadow protocols active. Subject tracking initiated. And at the top of the list, Nightwing. Meanwhile, in Bloodhaven, Barbara Gordon was decoding a message that made her blood run cold. An encrypted signal from Bruce's servers. 5 words, he can't stop what's coming. She called Dick instantly. It's worse than you think. He's planning something global. Then I stop him before he starts, Nightwing replied. He returned to Gotham, silent as a ghost, moving through rooftops and alleyways he knew by heart, places that still smelled like home. But everywhere he looked, he saw change. Security drones patrolling rooftops, cameras hidden inside gargoyles. Gotham wasn't being protected anymore. It was being watched. Nightwing infiltrated the old Wayne Tower network hub. There, he found the truth. Batman had linked his systems to every major intelligence agency in the world. Argus, Checkmate, even the remnants of Brother Eye. Bruce wasn't protecting Gotham anymore. He was preparing for the world to fail. And his first test subject was Dick. A mechanical voice echoed through the room. Unauthorized access detected. Of course it's me, Dick muttered. Then came the flash, blue smoke, a sonic pulse, and a holographic Batman appeared before him. It wasn't real. It was a failsafe projection, coded with Bruce's voice and combat AI. If you're seeing this, Dick, then you've chosen to stand against me. Nightwing froze. You once told me Gotham didn't need gods or kings. Bruce's recording continued. But the world is falling apart. Someone has to take control. I've accepted that burden. And if you can't accept it, then you're in my way. The hologram lunged. And suddenly, the failsafe activated the defense system. Turrets emerged from the walls. Drones swarmed from the ceiling. Nightwing dodged, spun, flipped, every move honed from years of fighting beside him. But this wasn't training anymore. This was survival. He smashed through a window, grappling onto the nearest tower as bullets chased him across the skyline. Explosions lit the night. For a second, he saw his reflection in a shard of glass. Half his mask shattered, eyes burning. And in that reflection, he saw himself becoming Bruce. He landed hard on a rooftop, breathing heavy. If you think you can save Gotham by controlling it, he whispered, you've already lost it. The next night, he found Jason Todd. The Red Hood had gone off-grid after Bruce's kill order. But Nightwing knew where to find him. The old theater where they once trained under Alfred's watch. Jason was sitting on the stage, helmet off, smoking. He didn't even look surprised. You found the old man yet? He's hiding, Dick replied. And he's building something that scares me. Jason exhaled smoke, eyes hard. He's scared. That's all it is. He's seen too much death, too much chaos. You think being Batman that long doesn't rot you inside? Dick frowned. Maybe. But he's starting to think like the people we used to fight. Jason smirked. Then maybe he needs a reminder of who he used to be. From me. Jason stood. No. From us. That night, they struck. Red Hood hit the surveillance hubs. Nightwing targeted the Bat Network's relay towers. One by one, Bruce's systems went dark, until the sky of Gotham flickered and the Bat signal lit up again. But this time, it wasn't from the GCPD. It came from the sky itself. A symbol made of drones, burning across the clouds. And it wasn't shaped like the Bat. It was a new emblem, sharp, symmetrical, digital. A new message to the world. Order through fear. Nightwing stared up at it from the rooftops, his heart pounding. Bruce wasn't hiding anymore. He was declaring his new mission. Then, through the comms, a voice broke the static. You can't stop what's begun, Dick. Nightwing froze. Bruce, this isn't about Gotham anymore. It's about humanity. You'll understand when it's too late. And just like that, the line went dead. Nightwing slammed his fist against the wall. This wasn't Batman. This was something else, something born from pain, guilt, and obsession. He turned to Jason. He's becoming the thing he always feared. Jason nodded grimly. Then we do what he taught us. And what's that? We stop him, even if it breaks us. Later that night, as the rain poured over the skyline, Batman watched from his new stronghold, the Belfry, rebuilt and fortified. A monitor flickered, showing a live feed of Nightwing and Red Hood moving through the city. His eyes narrowed. They still don't understand, he whispered. Everything I'm doing is to save them. He pressed a button. In the shadows, massive exosuits powered up, dark prototypes based on the Hellbat armor, but smaller, faster, deadlier. One for each member of the Bat family. Each designed to counter their every strength. And the first one activated, labeled Project Grayson. The war for Gotham's soul had begun. And this time, Batman wasn't the hero in the shadows. He was the shadow itself. Gotham's skyline was ablaze with red and orange from the fires set by the Bat family's drone countermeasures. The streets shook beneath Nightwing's feet as he and Jason pushed through debris and overturned cars. He's expecting us, Jason muttered, keeping his hood low. Nightwing didn't respond. He already knew. Every move they made, every step through Gotham, felt like a trap. Because it was. From the shadows of the Belfry, Batman watched them approach. His armor gleamed in the firelight, every joint calculated for combat. Every step they took was part of a pattern he had already anticipated. Dick, he whispered to himself, you always were the best student, but even the best must obey the lesson. Nightwing reached the Belfry's entrance, and immediately, alarms triggered. The massive doors hissed open, revealing a corridor filled with traps, reinforced walls, and energy fields, all designed to slow him down, to test him. He's learned from me, Nightwing said under his breath, flipping over a laser grid. Every trick I ever taught him, he's perfected. Jason grinned. Then it's time to teach him one more. They fought their way through, disabling automated defenses with precise teamwork. But at the top of the tower, the final challenge awaited. Batman stood at the apex, cape fluttering in the storm wind, eyes glowing faintly under the cowl. Dick, he said, voice low but commanding. You shouldn't have come. Neither should you, Nightwing replied, stance ready. The first strike was lightning fast. Batman lunged, fists moving in brutal, calculated arcs. Nightwing dodged, countering with eskrima sticks sparking electricity. They clashed like titans, father and son, teacher and student, every blow echoing through the city. You're too reckless, Batman barked. And you're too afraid to let go. Nightwing shot back. Each strike told a story. Years of training, mentorship, trust, and betrayal all crashing together in the storm. Batman kicked Nightwing across the rooftop. He rolled, regained balance, and launched himself at Bruce again. Sparks flew from the contact points of their armored gauntlets. Above them, the city trembled. Gotham itself seemed to react to the battle. Streetlights flickering, drones malfunctioning, sirens wailing. Nightwing realized something terrifying. This wasn't just a fight. This was Batman testing him, not physically, but morally. Every strike Batman made, every countermeasure, wasn't meant to kill. It was meant to force a choice. If you win, Bruce said through gritted teeth. You betray everything I've built. If you lose, you betray yourself. Nightwing hesitated, just for a second, enough for Bruce to gain an upper hand. He pinned Dick against a gargoyle, rain soaking their faces. You think Gotham needs a savior, Bruce said, eyes glowing, but it needs discipline. You're still a boy in a man's world. Maybe, Dick spat, chest heaving, but I'm not a shadow. And I'm not yours anymore. With a surge of adrenaline, Nightwing twisted, threw Bruce off, and landed a clean strike to his father's chest. The armor groaned, sparks flying. Bruce stumbled back. For the first time, Nightwing felt something he hadn't in years, power. He could challenge the Dark Knight. But Bruce recovered instantly. He grabbed Nightwing's collar midair, lifting him off the ground. The storm raged around them, lightning crackling across the rooftops. You've grown, Bruce said quietly. Too much. Nightwing met his gaze. And you've changed, Bruce. I don't know who you are anymore. I am still Batman, Bruce said. And I will do whatever it takes to save this city. Then maybe it's time someone saved you. With that, Nightwing ducked, swept Bruce's legs, and delivered a calculated kick that sent him crashing through the Belfry's reinforced doors. Bruce landed on the other side, armor dented, but not broken. They stared at each other, panting, drenched in rain. This fight isn't over, Bruce said. It never is, Nightwing replied. And before either could move, an explosion rocked the Belfry. The base Bruce had built, the traps he had set, all collapsing inward. Smoke, fire, and steel filled the air. And from the shadows, a figure emerged, someone neither father nor son expected. Looking for me? The newcomer said. It was Talia al Ghul, sword drawn, eyes cold. I see Gotham's Dark Knight has finally been challenged, but he still owes me a debt. Nightwing and Batman froze. Their war had just become part of a bigger one. Gotham wasn't safe, and the night had only just begun.